somewhere along this journey, though, as one begins the journey through the Zoan circle, or through a landscape temple, right? I would imagine. I'm getting images as you're speaking, Peter, of that what you're speaking of for us as human beings is right there in the landscape as well.
Yes.
So the relationship, as you say, your work is that of synthesis. So what I'm understanding is that we can have faith and hope and charity and love in our hearts, but we do get pessimistic, we do lose faith. We look at the troubles in the world and the troubles in our personal lives. And how do we use this map, as it were, the map of Zoans, or the map of a landscape temple? How do we use that and the teachings that we're learning from it all for our daily lives to help us through so that we don't get mired and bogged down and give up on the great spiritual adventure? How do we do that?
Well, I think one of the mistakes that humanity has made, there's often said it's only been made in the last few hundred years, but I think people have made this mistake before. That is, consider that mankind is the only truly intelligent living being. I think that's a mistake, you know, it's kind of arrogance, and actually not very intelligent. But, you know, we have a life process goes through us, and the architecture of the body facilitates that. It's perfect architecture. So we desire or love based on the heart. You know, it's a heart thing. So it fills our chest. And when we think, we get the focus in our head. When we put things into action, we focus in the abdomen with the willpower centered there. And then it's a cycle going on within our body. So it has, that cycle relates to space, circle of space in that sense. Sometimes it symbolizes a figure of 8, movement like the blood. Well, the same thing goes on in nature. It has its own life processes that function according to the same divine law, and it has life forms to suit it. So you can see that in the animals, you see it in birds, you see it in plants, but you can also see it in the landscape. Well, at least I see it in the landscape. And I know from my researches that many, many people in the past centuries and millennia have seen this and recognized it in the landscape and worked with it. It's one of the old basic sciences that they used to know, the ancient peoples used to know, fundamental to know for our existence, really.